Hey, welcome back to 65 Drums. My name's Justin. You know, the Roland TD-1 is a very old drum set. It originally came out back in 2014, and there's been at least 6 versions of it as far as I can tell. The Roland TD-1K, the Roland TD-1KV, TD-1DMK, KPX, TD-1KPX2, and a newer one, the TD-1DMKX, that I've seen at several music stores. But of course, no matter how many configurations that you throw the module into, at the end of the day, the module is still the heart of the electronic drum set, and the TD-1 was getting very old at this point. So Roland has finally upgraded it to the Roland TD-02. Currently, there are 2 models, the Roland TD-02K and the Roland TD-02KV, which match up really evenly with the Roland TD-1K and the Roland TD-1KV. So the question is, what are the upgrades? What exactly has changed? The pads look identical, so is there something going on behind the hood that really makes it a nice upgrade? Or is this more like a mid-gen refresh kind of thing where it's technically better but really not that crazy? That's what I want to get to the bottom of in this video. But first, today's video is brought to you by edrumcenter.com. If you're in the market for a new or used electronic drum set, if you need a couple of upgrades to your current kit, or if you want to start over and get a custom kit built from scratch just for you, Edrum Center is a great place to check out. They've got a discount code for people that watch 65 Drums. Use my link in the description below to save $25 off your next order. Change number 1 is to the pricing. They made the good move of lowering the price of their cheapest drum set down $100. So the Roland TD-1K sold for about $500 here in the United States for most of its lifespan, and now the Roland TD-02K is selling for $400, at least as of right now. Meanwhile, the KV version pricing has not changed, at least when you compare regular prices throughout most of its lifespan. The second change is to the drum rack. The Roland TD-1 drum rack was fine, it was stable, it was incredibly portable, but it also had this sort of toy-like quality to it. It just didn't look that impressive. So Roland is finally remedying that by having 2 different drum racks depending on which version of the TD-02 that you get. The TD-02K gives you a 3-post drum rack, which Roland is sort of pushing as a great way to fit in the corner of a room if you're low on space, and the KV version gives you the same drum rack that comes on the TD-07 series, so it's a 4-post drum rack. The third upgrade is to the drum module. So here are the differences between the TD-02 module versus the older TD-1. The TD-02 gives you 16 kits versus 15 on the TD-1. The TD-02 has newer, better quality sounds built in overall. There's 5 coaching modes, down from 10 coaching modes in the TD-1. The TD-02 now adds in USB audio in addition to MIDI over USB. People, have tried to do drum covers on the TD-1, and it's tough because there's only one output, and it didn't do audio over USB, only MIDI. So this made people have to go buy a splitter so they could then listen to themselves playing while also sending an output so they could do the drum cover, and it wasn't really ideal. So this is definitely better. Bluetooth audio is teased, but not actually included. But it starts to make sense because they immediately try to upsell you on a Boss adapter. It goes into this port on the back that leaves the aux input free. It gives you Bluetooth MIDI and Bluetooth audio. Now, if you're wondering why Roland is plugging this random guitar pedal company and why they're trying to get you to buy one of their products, it's because Roland owns Boss. I remember once I was at Roland's headquarters in California for the TD-17 launch event, and they had this wall of Boss pedals. It looked kind of cool. You could always do what I do and just go buy one of those cheap aux to Bluetooth adapters off Amazon. When it comes to sound editing, just like the TD-1, you can't really do anything. I don't see any way to do compression, EQ, reverb, tuning, anything like that. Again, very similar to the TD-1, it's basically a plug-and-play type of module. You turn it on, you start playing, use the practice tools, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so as a quick recap, the main differences are a cheaper price on the K variant by $100. They've changed the drum racks to be a little bit better, and also the drum module has been improved, but still not really with any sort of in-depth editing capabilities. As you can tell, this is more like a mid-gen refresh kind of feel to it versus like actually making it twice as good. I was hoping for a little bit more because, the TD-1 came out in 2014. It's been a very, very long time. I do feel like Roland is pulling their punches a little bit. Roland wants you to go up the price ladder to the TD-07, then the TD-17, then the TD-27 and the TD-50 line of drums. But for what it is, it's good that they've upgraded it from the TD-1 because that was an old drum set. So even if these are tiny little upgrades, it's good for the people that were going to buy this. If it was me, I wouldn't get into the Roland ecosystem until you're willing to spend money to get to the TD-07 DMK or higher. because it's hard for me to recommend a drum set that doesn't have a kick drum tower. I feel like you're not going to get the muscle memory quite right with a pedal that just doesn't feel right. At least that's my opinion. Great for people in low volume situations. Maybe that's who the TD-02 is best suited for. But for people learning how to play drums, I would recommend a drum set that actually gives you a kick drum tower. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really, really appreciate it. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.